Video is going to be on how to do the independent samples t-test. We already I did a video earlier on the paired samples t-test, and we're going to do the independent ones. It's very similar to what we do with SPSS, so it's not going to be too hard to figure out, but I do want to kind of go through it with you once to make sure that you can kind of figure out how to use this program. So here again, we're going to, if you remember, it's when we start off, we go to the this menu, click Open, we'll go to Data Library, we'll go to T-Tests, and this one we're going to do this one on directed reading activities. So this is looking at two different groups of students, or pupils, one control group and one group that was given a directed reading activities. It's going to look at the differences for both of these on a particular test. So let's open this file up, double click on it. Pops open for us. Okay. So this time, here we go. Here is our two different groupment. For this data set, you'll see that we have two different groups, those that received the treatment of that directed reading, and then those who were in the control group. And then there was a test that was used called the DRP. When we go to the independent samples t-test, so here we go. With this particular data set, provides a reading performance of two groups of pupils, one control group and one group that was given the directed reading activities. So we have four different variables. The ID of the number of the pupil, which that doesn't really concern us, are in our two different groups, and then the performance on the degree of reading power test. Okay. So as before, we take group, and group is going to be our grouping variable. It kind of automatically defines it for us, so we don't have to do it like they do in SPSS. And then we'll take this DRP test, degree of reading power test, bring that over. That's going to be our variable. Notice how it already starts the test for us. We want to add a couple things here, though. So we'll do the location parameters and the confidence interval. That's where we get that mean difference that you see here, and the upper and lower for that mean difference. Then we want to do the effect size. We're going to do Cohen's D, as we've done before. Then let's do descriptives, so that'll give us our means and everything we need for that. Oh, and then, oops. And then finally, we'll do those plots like we did before. So that puts the plots, the difference between the treatment group and the control group. So let's go ahead and just take all of these outputs, copy those, and then let's go ahead and put them into this Word doc. Okay, so I have this Word doc, and I'm just going to go ahead and paste all these things so I have it with me. Okay, so there's everything there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take one of my earlier examples from before, and we'll just paste that in so we know it's going to be very similar in terms of how we do that. And sorry about this, I'll fix this real quick. There we go. And just do that as well. Okay, so anyway. So let's go ahead and look down at our outputs. Our t-value is 2.267. The p-value is below 0.05, so it's going to be significant. So we do know that there's a significant difference between this group. And so it looks like, on average, students who used the directed, let me pick that up again really quick. The directed reading activities had higher scores on the, look at this test again, degree of reading power test. Degree of reading power test. And then we'll want to go down and put that mean on that. So we come down here, here's our control and our treatment. The treatment group had a mean of 51.48. And then the standard error was 2.40. So on average, students who used the directed reading activities, switch that, had higher scores on the degree of reading power test. And then I'll just put in comparison to controls. Just put in comparison to the control group. So we'll put the mean down for that as well. So that mean was 41.52. 41.52. And then that standard error was 3.58. 3.58. Then we'll do the same thing. So this difference, mean difference was, and we'll just make this positive. This difference, 9.95 with a 95% confidence interval. .09 to 2.82 to the control group. This difference was significant. And remember that our degrees of freedom, which in this case is 42. So we'll switch that. And our t-score was 2.27. 2.27. P-value was 0.03. 3 with an effect size of 0.68. Here are Cohen's D. There we go. Okay, once I have all that stuff out, I can go ahead and just delete all these descriptives because I've got it already. Just delete that. And then, of course, the plot usually comes out pretty quick, or pretty large, sorry. So I just make that a little bit smaller, as you can tell from the graph as well. Here's my confidence intervals, but the treatment group did do better overall on the test in comparison to the controls. Okay, that's it. So very similar to the paired samples t-test, and we use basically the same output. So you write out your output like that, and then you will add in your descriptives plot, and then you'll be good to go. And that's all that'll be expected on the quiz. All right.